What's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. I'm your boy NarikChase, and in this video we're going to be reviewing the series 11 of Doctor Who. Alright then, guys. This is a review of Doctor Who series 11, which is going to be featuring the first female Doctor, played by Jodie Whittaker, with a whole new story, whole new adventures, and whole new characters. Now, how does she actually play up in this series? Honestly, I really enjoyed the female Doctor. Yes, at first it was kind of different seeing a female Doctor character, but it's always like that with a new generation of the Doctor. You're not quite sure how the personality and the character is going to stand out in the series. You're not quite sure if they're actually going to feel like the Doctor, and congratulations to Ms. Whittaker. She actually feels like the Doctor. She's witty, she's funny, she's caring. She can be really like strong and serious at times, but I really enjoyed the performance. And I found those little odd quirks the Doctor has with curiosity of people, questioning humanity's different actions, how she cares about people. I saw I saw bits and pieces of David Tennant's character there. I saw a bit of Matt Smith's there as well. I saw a bit of Christopher Eccleston here. The previous Doctor as well. I mean, I saw those little bits in the character, and I really enjoyed her as a character. I think they did a fantastic job with the casting, with the new characters. We have Yasmin, you have Graham, you have Ryan. I actually really enjoyed their characters too, and I love the bit of development that the characters end up going through throughout the story. Series 11 was actually really good with the stories as well, and the evolution of the characters. There is this one kind of arcing story, and to some extent I really don't like. I'm so used to just these overarching stories with the Doctor Who at this point. Where it was the bad wolf, with the time tearing and things like that. So, with the Missy, I'm so used to just these all of these overarching stories, the disappearing planets. I wasn't quite used to it in this series. I was like, I wish there was like an overarching story. And to some extent, with the characters, there is. Like, initially, the Doctor doesn't have her TARDIS, so she's trying to find his TARDIS, which kind of goes over a couple of episodes. Ryan Graham end up sharing grief with the death of this certain character in their lives, and them dealing with it does stretch over the course of the actual series. There's a new bad guy. I'm not saying if he's going to return or not, but he's an interesting bad guy that does come in about 2 episodes, named Timsha Mandeep Gill. She played Yasmin Khan. Brian Sinclair was played by Towson Cole, and Graham O'Brien was played by Bradley Walsh. I think they all did a fantastic job as well. They were actually pretty cool, and like I said, I do like the different relationships that they do have with the Doctor and how it brings out the Doctor. And there's even some really awesome episodes as well. The storytelling is pretty good. It's more standalone-ish this time around. Each episode kind of have little things from another episode, but it's mostly standalones, and I really did enjoy the stories. There was this one interesting episode where they were on this planet, and they happened to end up finding themselves as part of this weird kind of contest, and the planet was like barren, and you could easily die from a number of things. I thought it was pretty interesting. I actually would have liked to have seen that episode kind of stretch over to maybe 2 or 3 episodes, just to see how dangerous this planet was. And to some extent, it wasn't really like dangerous like that. If you made smart decisions, you could actually survive, which what happened. But I would have liked to have seen a bit more of this, this dangerous, hostile world. But it was an interesting episode. There was also this episode where this young girl was in this house, and this creature was stalking outside, and she couldn't leave, and her father disappeared. But it had a really interesting twist. The first episode that just aired was actually pretty cool. The introduction to the Doctor character, how smart she is, how interesting she is, how crazy she is. And of course that introduced Jim Shah. He was a fucking awesome ass bad guy. I want to definitely want to see more from his character. And like I said, it was actually the episodes actually pretty cool. They feel like both new Doctor Who and older Doctor Who, because more older Doctor Who seem to be more standalone. But I will say I really like that mixture, and I think it was done exceptionally well this time around. Now, for some of the themes, Doctor Who's touched on themes before. Yasmin is like Eastern, Middle Eastern. You have Graham, this white guy who was in a relationship with a black woman, and Ryan is black. So there are some themes. There are two. There was like two really hard episodes that they kind of focus on the themes, which I thought was pretty interesting. Oh, by the way, there is an episode with giant spiders in it, and I did really like that episode. Um, but there are some things they touch on. The Rosa Parks one was really kind of it was pretty hard. I will say that that was pretty hard because they you know what I'm saying, they really captured that time. It was like, yeah, you kind of feel the racism of that time. So I really enjoyed that episode, even though it was kind of hit me a little bit. But I really enjoyed that one, as well as episode on the Middle Eastern with the Muslims and Afghanistanis, Pakistanis, or something like that. It was two different groups. That was really intense as well, and it kind of led off to a really sad ending. And I like that about some of the stories, is that the Doctor necessarily doesn't always win, and I really appreciate that. There are some things that happen that have to happen in order to keep the present timeline, and they are there to witness it. And it's kind of messed up because you're used to the Doctor being able to figure out a way around saving the day and all that stuff. But then there are some episodes that, yes, it has to happen. One of the episodes that I have that comes to mind is the episode where Pompeii, they were with, I think, Donna Noble and the Doctor, David Tennant's Doctor, end up going to Pompeii, and they had to pick between saving stopping these bad guys and saving the world, and they had to let Pompeii happen. So I thought that was kind of reminiscent, and I really enjoyed that. There are some things that they do kind of touch on. Yeah, there's an episode dedicated to like women too, like women don't have any rights or anything. But that was set in like the 1800s, and I thought that was an actually interesting episode too. That was a pretty interesting episode. That one guy that played in Tin Man, that played Nightcrawler in X2, he was in there. I really enjoyed seeing him too. He always plays this really dramatic type performance, and I really enjoyed him too. But I do like how they address kind of like women's rights a little bit, not only in some of the episodes, but in that episode as well as people's religious beliefs as well. So they have touched on some themes. That I thought some were pretty hit and miss. Some were pretty subtle and they were pretty okay. Some felt really interesting considering the time period and the setting. And some were pretty intense. So there are some SJW stuff in here, but some of it works, some of it doesn't. Now, how would I leave off on this? Like I said, I do like the companions. I think the companions are actually exceptionally memorable. They are up there with, Martha Jones, up there with Billy Piper's character, Rose. I like up there with Donna. They're up there with Claire and Amy. They definitely up there. They definitely had depth. But in the end, Doctor Who Series 11 is actually one of my favorite seasons of the series. I like the interesting stories and the resolutions, even though some they couldn't really be resolved because things had to happen. I do exceptionally appreciate the companions. They are memorable. They're likable. They're awesome. They just aren't there for the ride. They have input. They help. They're just 2 thumbs up. Really enjoyed the performances. Jodie Whittaker is brilliant as the Doctor. They did a fantastic job with the casting. So 2 thumbs up to her. She's exceptionally badass. And like I said, in the whole new direction of the series, even like the way the TARDIS looks is just freaking awesome. The new sonic screwdriver was, even though the kind of sonic screwdriver thing, I was kind of like hit and miss on how she made it. That's probably about the only thing I had maybe an issue with, really, was how she made the sonic screwdriver. But outside of that, I have to say there's a great addition, and I, for one, am a Doctor Who fan, and I really enjoyed this new direction that they're going with the series. Um, but Doctor Who Series 11 definitely gets a 4 out of 5. I highly recommend it. People should go out and watch it. So, guys, in the comment section below, let me know what are your thoughts about Doctor Who Series 11. Did you like it? Did you not like it? And the summer of the usual reoccurring villains of Doctor Who, did you want to see them come back? Because I'm actually thankful that they really didn't come back. Yes, at some point, I probably would like to see Cyberman. I would like to see the Missy, or the Master return, Daleks. I would like to see them. I would like to see one or two of the traditional villains pop up, but I'm glad they didn't do it this season. And if you want to see those guys, let me know which one of the traditional ones that the Doctor has dealt with in the past. Which one do you want to see return for Series 12? All right, then. We'll definitely catch you guys later. Be sure to hit that like, share, subscribe, and that notification button to get the best of what we got going on this channel.